Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 725th day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. Russia has lost approximately 403,720 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 1,290 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 11 tanks, 34 armored combat vehicles, 24 artillery systems, 2 multiple launch rocket systems, 11 drones, 1 military jet, 31 vehicles, and 5 pieces of special equipment. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. There were 56 combat engagements. The enemy launched a total of 3 missile and 33 air strikes, carried out 64 multiple launch rocket system attacks at the positions of Ukrainian troops and various settlements. The Ukrainian Air Force launched airstrikes on 4x concentrations of troops of the occupiers. On top of that, in the eastern sector, Ukrainian Air Force units destroyed one Su-34 fighter bomber. The Ukrainian missile troops hit 3 command posts, 1 ammunition depot of the Russian invaders. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports Russian pop star Kirkorov, once blacklisted for a scandalous party, performed for wounded soldiers in occupied Ukraine, highlighting the pressure public figures face to support the war. Meanwhile, the Kremlin blacklisted 50 artists, including war critics and those who displeased them for other reasons, effectively silencing dissent. The nearly naked party scandal exemplifies the war's growing influence, as the Kremlin weaponized it to create a patriotic versus westernized narrative and punish attendees. This illustrates the pervasive nature of the war in Russian public life, where expressing disapproval can lead to ostracization and legal consequences. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. Ukrainian forces will likely be able to establish new defensive lines not far beyond Avdiivka, which will likely prompt the culmination of the Russian offensive in this area. Delays in Western security assistance to Ukraine are likely helping Russia launch opportunistic offensive operations along several sectors of the front line in order to place pressure on Ukrainian forces along multiple axes. Russian forces are likely seeking to take advantage of 2 windows of opportunity with the recent initiation of their simultaneous offensive operations, the period before the upcoming spring thaw and the nuanced dynamics of Western aid provision. The Russian capture of Avdiivka after 4 months of intensified offensive operations exemplifies the way that Russian forces pursue offensive operations that do not necessarily set conditions for wider operational gains but still force Ukraine to commit manpower and material to defensive operations. Russian forces have not yet demonstrated an ability to secure operationally significant gains or conduct rapid mechanized maneuver across large swaths of territory, and the capture of Avdiivka should not be taken as demonstrating this capability. Ukrainian officials are investigating 2 instances of apparent Russian violations of the Geneva Convention on Prisoners of War, POWs, in occupied Donetsk Oblast. Russian mill bloggers criticized the Russian Ministry of Defense, MOD, for failing to recognize 1st Donetsk People's Republic Army Corps, DNRAC, Commander Lieutenant General Sergei Milchikov and the Veterani Assault Brigade, Volunteer Corps, for aiding in the Russian capture of Avdiivka, highlighting continued tension between Russian regular and irregular forces. The Washington Post reported that the Kremlin has been orchestrating a large-scale effort to spread disinformation in the Ukrainian media since January 2023, corroborating recent Ukrainian official reports about Russian information operations that use fake Telegram channels to infiltrate the Ukrainian information space. The US is reportedly turning to India and China to engage Russia about Russia's reported intent to launch an unspecified anti-satellite nuclear weapon into space. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen announced on February 18 that Denmark is donating its entire artillery to Ukraine. Russian forces recently made a confirmed advance in western Zaporizhia amid continued positional engagements along the entire line of contact. In Zelensky's nightly address, he expressed gratitude for the support of soldiers, defenders, and allies. He highlighted 2 new security agreements with Germany and France, and a productive participation at the Munich Security Conference. He stressed the importance of continued global solidarity and support for Ukraine in defeating Russia and protecting its people and land. He concluded by emphasizing that unity is crucial for victory in this war. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.